Hey, welcome back to 22 Minutes Playing with God, 22 PWG. Mike Burris here with Spirit Music Meetups.org, a really wonderful website to learn with others. It's a community, it's a blog, so you can leave comments and talk to each other and learn from one another how to play anointed, prophetic, spontaneous music. It's for all musicians. Now I have a drum tab there, which has all this stuff on it, but it's for all musicians, and that's what God had showed me. It was a revelation that He gave me back in October on creating a community for musicians to learn together how to play spontaneous, prophetic. That's for anything from the mind of God through music or through words or both. And that it's spontaneous because it comes from God on the spot at that very moment. Just like right now I'm making a video and I'm trusting God to say what He wants to say. I'm just putting it out there for Him to say what He wants to say. So, a lot of people wonder what this hat is saying, It says, "Make drumming great again." I thought that was kind of cute. And it was my old website. So I like the red against the black. It's a nice contrast. I like to use red pens. So people wonder what this hat is. I'm going to tilt it back so I don't get so much shadow on me. Anyway, we're going to have some fun playing with our best friend out there, playing with God. I spent 2 or 3 days in here playing with God and asking Him one step at a time. That's how little children learn how to walk, and then to run, and then to ride their bicycle. So we have to be like little children. And so I put it up here as it comes to me. And this time I didn't look in any books. Sometimes I glean from other books. That's like taking the good stuff, the kernels of corn or kernels of wheat off the grass, leaving the grass, taking the good stuff out, chewing on it for a while, mulling it around, and then saying, God, asking, A-S-K, ask, seek, or search, and knock, and the door shall be open to you. And I do that while I'm playing and learning. So I'm learning from God. It says they shall all be taught by God. That's the new covenant promise, directly taught by God, not through a chain, a hierarchical chain from Moses, Aaron and his sons, then the Levitical priesthood, then to the men of every tribe, and on down the line to little children at the bottom, and maybe some slaves. No. That's from the greatest to the least. But the promise in Jeremiah 31 through 34 is that it would be from the least to the greatest. The whole thing has been turned upside down. You can't get the new covenant to be any more completely different in kind. That's what new means, new covenant. It's new, kainos, not new in time, but new in kind, unprecedented. Kainos in Greek, or chadash, I'm probably not saying it right in Hebrew, but it means unprecedented, like an invention cannot get a patent if it shares anything with what came before it. So it can't have anything before it. Wow, I didn't even get to drumming. I'll tell you, God just threw that one in there. So this is called Swingin with Flam Paradiddle-diddles. Swingin with Flam Paradiddle-diddles. But when you have swing, that's jazz, swing. You also have shuffles, because that little skip in there, da 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 da, in swing is part of a shuffle. You just have more of those little skips. That's a shuffle. So we're gonna be able to play jazz, blues, and things that have shuffles and swings in. And by the way, they do shuffles and swings in country music and also in rock. So don't think it just belongs to jazz, all that jazz. So what is a paradiddle-diddle? Pair hands, diddle is a double, and a diddle. Paradiddle-diddle, and they're just adding a flam to it. So that's the right side, and this is the left side. You can repeat each side, and if you do that, you have to go up here, so I put a little arrow, in order to come down here. So you have to get your hand up to come down here, hand up to come down here. But if you alternate from this over to this and back and forth, you have to go up on the end because this left has to come down here. And this right has to come up to get down here. Does that make sense? So your upticks, your upstrokes are going to be different depending on whether you're repeating or whether you're alternating. So let's talk about that technique. I'm going to put it on 2 sounds so you can hear the difference. So here is right, left. Left does not go up like a regular paradiddle. That's a flam-a-diddle, flam-a-diddle. You have to go up here in order to come down here. So we're going to wait a little bit longer. So I'm repeating that side. Flam-a-did up. So you can call it a flam-a-did-up diddle. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Flam-a-did-up diddle. Flam-a-did-up diddle. That's why I said flam-a-did-up diddle over here. It's another way to say it. Flam-a-did-up diddle. Flam-a-did-up diddle. Flam-a-did-up diddle. Flam-a-did-up diddle. So that might help you remember it. Do it on the other side. Flam-a-did-up diddle. Flam-a-did-up diddle. Right? Okay, see if you can do that. So why does it sound like a swing? Well, if you put some numbers to this, counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your right hand or your lead hand, whatever it is, left hand if you're on this side, your lead hand is doing 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's isolating this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what your right hand's doing. Down, tap, up. 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 Now that pattern, 1, 3, 4, if you shift it, or let's give it a different counting. Let's go down here and give it, we're going to count it in eighth note triplets. 1 E 2 E 3 E 4. I see I'm saying the lead hand a little bit louder. Well, if you shift that over, instead of counting on 1, start on 2 and 4. You have 2 E 3 E 4 E 1 E 2 E 3 E 4 E 1. Now that's the swing pattern. 2 3 4 1. Jazz a da. Jazz a da. 2 3 4 1. So if you put a bass drum, it'd be 1 2 3, right? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Something's rattling down there. Something's hitting something. Yeah, something hitting down there. So let's do it. The hi-hat. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. think it's this tripod rattling on my drums. So that's how that works. That's why it's swing. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, oh, it was my stand rattling. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's a Flam Paradiddle-diddle. So all I did was start this on count 2 or count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 ya. 1, 2, 3, 4 ya. 1 ya, 2 ya, 3 ya, 4 ya. 1 ya, 2 ya, 3 ya, 4 ya. 1, 2 ya, 3 ya. So learning how to pull this in to jazz is very helpful because it fills out the beat. But you don't have to count it like 6/8 time Afro-Cuban music. You could use it in 6/8 time. You could count it 1, 2, and 3 and 1, 2, and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so you could use it in a waltz in 3/4 time. 1, 2, and 3 and 1, 2, and 3 and 1 and 2 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 and 3 and right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 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 and so you could also count it in 16ths, 1E and 2E. But then what do you do with and? You could go right into the next one, and 3E and. So now it would take 2 measures, 1E and 2E and 3E and you get back to 1. So now you're playing 2 of these, 1E and 2E, right? 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and, uh-oh, sorry, we did something wrong. 1E and 2E and 3E and, 1E and 2E and 3E and, 1E and 2E and 3E and. Now it's pretty tricky to alternate these because you've got to get that right hand up right away to come down here, right? You got to get that left hand up right away to come down there. So alternating it is really, really a lot of work. See how I had to get that up? And then I had to get that up right away at the end. So we talked about playing it in triplets so you can hear the swing. And you could even do it in 16th note triplets. 1 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1. So you can try many different countings, and you really ought to. And we didn't even talk about putting rests in here. So it changes the rhythm when you put rests in, right? They're pauses. So you can stick rests all over here, changes the counting really radically. And we did that in some other videos. Didn't want to take up too much time. Number of sounds in drum set. Now, you got a lot of possibility here with sounds. We just did 2 sounds. What we could do is say, we're going to put the double here on a different sound. So I'm going to go. So this could be the high tom on your drum set. You could come down here. So these are about motions, which I have some other videos on motions. So this is a high to low motion, low to high motion. So, really get creative on what you want to do. Well, wow, we could also put the lefts on a different sound. So we got 2 sounds. There's the 3rd sound, 4th sound. get creative on the use of sounds. You know, you can come up here, da 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 da, right? So that's kind of an out to in motion, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. So get creative on the use of motions and the use of sounds. So we can talk about isolation. We talked about taking one of the hands out. So I'm going to play this top one. I'm playing it on a lot of times that's how you'll hear patterns. So I like to do two sounds sometimes on my legs. So I hear 2, a 3, which is swing. That's why I put a star there. 2, a 3, 4, a 1. And the left hand is filling in 4E, right? It's playing 4E, 4E. Oh, 2, a 3. This should say 2. I was just showing that you could do this for 2, a 3, 4, a 1. So if you do the left hand is really playing 2E. It's filling in 2E, 3E. So now I'm going to put the right hand on the leg. Hear it? Da 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 da. Because remember, it raps. 2E, 2E, 3E, 1E, 2E, right? 1E, 2E, 3E, E, 1. Oh, but we're going to start this thing on 2. 2E, 3E, 2E, 3E, 2E, 3E, 4E, 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, 1, E, 3E, 4E, 1, 2E, 3. Now you can try to play it in the air. 2E, 3E, 4E, 1. Okay, so you'll hear what each hand is really supposed to be doing. So notice that it's 4 in a row. So that's the hardest part. The bottleneck is the hardest part that's slowing down the assembly line. The whole assembly line, the whole factory is slowing down because someone is playing with their phone, texting their friend instead of working. So quads, which is quadruplets, is the hardest part of this. It's the thing that's slowing down the whole thing. So they are the ones that we should work on. So we can see that you could shift I did this quite a long time ago. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. That's the top part, right? 1, 3, 4. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could decide, hey, we're going to start from here so you can see this pattern of 4 in a row. See? 4 in a row. So we're going to go E, 2E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to start here. So we're going to go, all right, does that make sense? So I just shifted this whole thing over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you can really see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So we're just starting here. So sometimes by shifting your perspective, it makes it a lot easier. Does that make sense? By starting here, It's a lot easier than starting here because you don't have this gap. You have 1, 2, put together, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now 5, 6 is at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you're thinking more of what the left hand does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a totally different perspective, but it might make it easier for you to remember what to do. But it's good to think left, what the left is doing, and so I started here, or starting here to think about what the right has to do. So it's different sides of the brain. Did you know your right is your left side of your brain? So the logical math side of your brain is operating the right side of your brain, right side of your body, and the left hand is being operated by the right side of your brain. So by leading with your left, you're going to be more arts and music oriented, abstract thinking. So I would say try to lead with your left. So start here. Or practice the rudiment on the left side. There's the jazz. So you want to see that. So I would say spend more time leading with your left because that'll get the music art side of your brain. So we're going to start talking about this in the second video and see what you think about that when we get there. So we'll just cut this off, make it actually 22 minutes. Okay, what do you think about that? Thank you for your patience and for hanging in there. Perseverance is how you finish the race. Starting the race, anybody can show up on the starting line, and it's learning what it takes to keep going to the end of the race. That's the trick of life. Wow, how can I motivate myself? How can I be motivated? How can I become motivated? How can I have that motivation happen to me? And I believe it's joy. The joy that belongs to the Lord, the joy that comes from God can be yours if you receive it. Ask, seek, and knock. It comes from the Spirit of God. That's in other videos we'll talk about. All right, thanks for hanging in there. Have the joy in the journey, and you'll get to the end of the journey.